Okay, so today's lesson is all about email etiquette. So, email is very important, especially in this COVID day and age where you will be receiving lots of emails and sending emails. It's important that the emails that you send are very appropriate and professional so that teachers take you seriously. So, we're just going to jump right in. The first thing that we're going to do is create a signature. So throughout this video, you will be pausing to do certain things before you can continue the video. So make sure you pause and complete the task, and I'll tell you when to do so, and then continue the video. And I promise it won't be too long. So we're going to set a signature by going into the settings. That's that little wheel up here. So I just went into all settings, and here I am. So this is where you can change a lot of different things. You can change how many conversations you can see per page, so it's not too overwhelming, or if you want to see it all, you can make it bigger. Um, you can change your text default style. I wouldn't really mess with that, but that's where you could. There's a lot of other things that you can read through and change if you would like, but it's set pretty much the way that you should have it. There's nothing that really needs to be changed except for this signature. So this signature will pop up every time I create an email. So I just created one, and here is my signature that I made here. So I don't have to keep typing that in every single time I want to send a message. So I'd like you to go and create a signature. I want you to put your name, and that's pretty much it. You're welcome to put, if you have a different email address besides the Swink one, or you're welcome to put Swink School Student or class of 2023 Swink School. You can put some other things, but mainly I just need your name. So go ahead and pause the video and create your signature now. Um, if you're having trouble, you might need to make sure that you hit Save Changes. All right, so now that you have created a signature, let's go back into our inbox, and I want to look at an email that was correctly formatted and sent. So this is an email I got from a CTE coordinator that directs me on some things to do throughout the year. So I really like this email because it has every component that it needs. We're going to go over those in just a second, but just look how clean and precise this email looks. There's a signature down below, and it just looks really clean, gives me the information that I need. Not too much, but not too little. So let's talk about the components of an email. I'm going to type this out, and then I would like you to copy it over on your own and send it to me so I know that you followed along with these steps. So the first thing we're going to do is the most important thing about an email is a short and concise subject. So I don't want it to be too long. I don't want it to be too short. I'd say around 5 words or less. I think that a really good subject could be the title of the class that you're in. So if you're sending me a class for Introduction to Business, maybe put in the subject Introduction to Business question. So then I know immediately what class you're asking about, and I know if it's important. If there is no subject, I tend to not open an email very quickly because I don't think it's that important. So a subject is extremely, extremely important. So as we get into the body of the email, it's really important that we start with a greeting. So a greeting is going to be something like good morning, good afternoon, hope all is well, but I like good morning and good afternoon. Make sure you have a comma. Then you're going to space down too. We want our email to be really spaced out so that it looks really nice to look at. As we see right here, this email from Lauren Victor, it's very spaced out and easy to read. So we're going to space down. And then in the body of the email should be short, concise, and to the point, while also being gracious and very kind. Now, in an email, it seems that things get lost in translation. So just because you think you said something one way, you need to be extra kind and gracious in an email so that people really feel what you're trying to say in a kind and gracious manner. Okay, so The body of the email should be short and concise, gracious, and very kind. Then once you are done, you should have some kind of sign off. Oops. And that could be something like, thank you, which is my personal favorite, have a great day, something along those lines. And then because we created a signature, you do not need to put your name again. It's just there, it's ready to go. So after you've completed that email, go ahead and put my name in. We do that at the last step. Put my name in and send it to me so that I know you did this section, and then come back to the video. Okay, so now that you have created the basics of an email and you've sent it to me, I'm going to give you a couple of scenarios that I would like you to format an email about and then send it to me. Some other things to note is to be sure that spelling and grammar is correct. So double check if you have any red squiggly lines, then you're not ready to send your email. Make sure you send it and you have read through it a couple of times. Now, I'm going to be monitoring these emails as you send them in today. So if there's anything wrong with it, I'm going to send you back some feedback and then you're going to email me back. Okay, so here are the 3 scenarios that I would like you to email me about. So scenario number 1, you are emailing me as the teacher stating that you turned something in, but I gave you a 0, and so you'd like for me to look back through Classroom and correct that. This can be any assignment you want, just kind of make that part up, fill in the gaps, okay? Scenario 2, you are going to be absent and you need the work ahead of time. Okay, and then scenario 3, you need a new partner for a project because yours is not doing any work. Okay, so again, these are going to be 3 separate emails sent to Mrs. Schroeder by the end of the day. Okay, I will be live monitoring this, giving you feedback so you know that you did things correct. But if you're not sure on the format, you just sent me an email prior at the beginning of this video on exactly what I'm looking for in each email. I have found that students just don't know how to deal with email because they've never really been taught. So this lesson is really meant to give you some feedback so that you don't embarrass yourself later with emailing teachers throughout the year. One last thing I'd like to show you is a new feature that Google has that I've really enjoyed, and that is if you are getting junk mail and you're getting your inbox clogged up with tons of emails from people like Old Navy, you can come up here and this is a new button and you can unsubscribe. It used to be down here way deep in the email and you'd have to find it at the very bottom, but now Google put it at the top. You can just hit unsubscribe and then your email address will no longer be clogged. And I would highly suggest that your email inbox be below 15. Right now I'm not doing so good with 38, but I usually try to have it below 15. So I will be on Meet. If you need any help, if you have any questions, please reach out. I will be live monitoring these emails, and if you did it correctly, I will reply with a correct, and if you did it incorrectly, I will reply with what you did wrong, and you can resend the email. All right, happy emailing.